And I've been at Handong Global University since 2012. My academic background is in applied linguistics, and I teach in the Department of Language Education. All the students that come to Handong, they have to take an English proficiency test, and depending on how students do, that will determine the number of courses they take in my department. I teach the highest level course in my department. It's English for academic purposes, and the title is Christian Leadership. And Handong is a Christian university. I'm going to just try to give you a general idea of what our university is about, and then I'm going to hand it over to Nigel, who recently graduated from Handong, and he's from KL, so you can get an honest view of Handong from him, and me too, I think. But when we promote Handong here, I need to make it clear that we are offering undergraduate degrees in English. So it is possible to study at our university and not learn any Korean. Of course, we encourage students to study Korean, but it is possible to get an English undergraduate degree. Nigel will tell you what degrees we offer. If you look at the map here, I can show you where it is. So this is South Korea. Here's the capital, Seoul. Our university is located in Pohang. We have a KTX station right near our university, which can take you all over the country. But it's actually in a beautiful setting, beaches nearby, but a beautiful manicured campus. We will show you some pictures of it soon. What our university specializes is in community. We're very community oriented, and every professor is in charge of a team. So when students come to Handong, they have to join a team. And the team is comprised of between 20 and 30 students. The seniors don't have to attend team, but you need to attend team for your first 3 years of your degree. Every Wednesday is team day, so we have a 75-minute team meeting. And this serves several purposes. One purpose is to build community, but it's also to develop leadership skills. So team meetings are led by student leaders. Teams are divided into families. Each week a different family will lead the meeting. But it's a wonderful time of just community, getting to know each other. Then we attend a team chapel. And the teams, they live together in residential colleges. So if you come to Handong, you will most likely join Carmichael College, which is our international college. And all the teams of Carmichael College live in the same dormitory. So again, we really emphasize community. So there's no excuse to be lonely at Handong. I know I graduated from Simon Fraser University in Canada, and I hated university. It was probably the worst 4 years of my life, because I had no community. So I do wish I did have the Handong experience. Yes, so I'm going to keep it short, but Nigel will give you a lot more details about our university, and we'd love to answer any of your questions after this. So, by the way, Nigel is a very gifted individual. Have you heard of the gift of the gab? He has it.
He's talking me up a little bit much. Okay, so Professor Bailey just gave you a lot of words, and I'm scared that you guys may not be able to kind of visualize what he's saying. So before I continue, I've got a video for you guys, which is the tour of our university campus. So as you can see, Seoul here is the capital of South Korea, right? Okay, and there's about, I think, 10 million people in Seoul, roughly. We are in a smaller city called Pohang, with about 500,000 people, so it's a little bit more to the countryside, and our university is on the outskirts of Pohang, so it's beautiful with luscious forests, wide open, all that kind of stuff. So just give me a second, let me get the video up, and then I'll be right back with you. All right, so that's just kind of like a brief preview of how the campus looks like. It's, oops, we bring this back over. It's a good mix of something that's like very modern. So we have modern facilities like, especially if you're in like the computer or engineering majors, you get access to all these modern machines and whatnot. But the moment you step out of the door, you get like nature right smack in your face. So in Handong, right, we officially are called Handong Global University. So why are we called Handong Global University? Because we have student populations from around the world. Now, Handong is a university of roughly about 4,000 to 5,000 people, and about 500 of those are international. So we have about a 10% foreign population. Exchange students we get from around the world, but undergraduates you can see are roughly from these 5 countries. Now, in Handong, you gotta take 2 majors. So basically, it is a university that has you take a compulsory double degree, and these degrees are available in English to varying percentages. For me, what I did was that I studied management and I studied IT. So I studied management and computers. But there's also the ability for you to design what you want to study. So let's just say that what you have or what you want is not available in Handong. So you actually do have the ability to create something for yourself. So these are some things, I know I'm boring you with a little bit of details, this is like the last boring slide, but these are some of the stuff that you can design for yourself. And this is an example of what somebody has done. So, like for example, education and development was not something that was available in Handong. This guy wanted to do it, so he designed it himself. So you design it yourself under the guidance of a professor in that field. Now, you also want to ask me, Nigel, I don't really like Korea. Korea boring, but I want to go USA. I want to go UK. I want to go Australia. I want to go New Zealand. Don't worry, you come to Korea also, you can do exchange program. You can do exchange program to go to a total of 66 countries and a total of 268 schools. Do you want to know every exact school? Probably not, but the option is there. Now, do you guys want to know about how it's like to live as a foreigner in a foreign country, as a student in South Korea? All right, so I didn't always look like this. Last time, I also used to be small. I used to be small like you. But then I grew a little bit bigger, and then I was about like, I think you're taller than me, so never mind. Are you taller than me? Can you stand up? Okay, I used to be his height. I used to be a little bit shorter. Okay, thank you. But now I'm a little bit fat. I've got a beard. Now I'm a working adult. But when I entered university, this was me during my orientation. I used to be a lot skinnier. What happens in Handong is that when you first come to visit the university, you have this week-long orientation that you go through, and then they put you into teams underneath a professor. So, do you guys want to guess who my professor was? That's correct. So when I first joined Handong University, I spent the first year and a half underneath the guidance of this man right here. And here he is, I think about 4 years younger and a few kilos lighter as well. And can you find me? Where am I? Yes, okay. But so you get put into a team that is mixed Koreans and mixed foreigners. So we had people from, I think, basically every continent here. This guy is from Pakistan, this guy is a Korean, but he's from the Philippines. This girl is Malaysian, this girl is Dutch, this girl is Malaysian, Hong Kong, Korean, but from Mexico, Japan, that's me. This guy's Korean, but he's from Fiji, and then this girl's Mongolian, and there's a whole lot. But you get put directly into this land of diversity, sort of. When I was first in Korea, I felt really alone because for me, I was raised by a single mom, and so I didn't really have a dad. And when I went overseas, my mom couldn't afford to come with me, so I flew alone. And I just was very sad because I didn't have my mom with me, and that was the first time that I was doing everything alone. But Professor Bailey sort of stepped up and he made sure that he had us over at his house, I think every other week for my first semester, and we ate lunch, ate dinner, and had all these kind of meals. He checked in with me, made sure that I was okay. And the thing is that in Handong, that sense of community is really strong. So it's not something that he did just for me, but it's something that all professors do for every new incoming student, giving them that sort of sense of family and sense of security. Something else that I valued a lot when I was there was my other group of Malaysians. So in Handong, we've got, I think, at that point when I was in Handong, we had about 6 to 8 Malaysians, and they kept me like sane. Because when you go overseas, right, especially when you go to like a place like Korea, do you think you can find sambal or not? Cannot find sambal. You want to go eat spicy food, right? It's only the same chili. There's no spices, there's no Indian food, there's no like Malay food, there's no like very little Chinese food. And you eat the same food all the time, which is a little bit sad. But so what we did was that we kind of just kept each other sane all the time. And you can see in the background there, right? In Malaysia, how many seasons are there? There's 4, 5. 5 seasons. What are the seasons? Summer, rainy, rambutan, durian, and haze. Okay, very smart. So Malaysia is actually better than Korea. Korea only got 4 seasons. Huh? Or dengue season. Okay, 6. Huh? Termite season. Okay, 7 seasons. Okay, no lah. But Korea has 4 seasons, and so there's this road in the university where like what we would do is that we would always take pictures underneath the trees that would change color every single season. We wanted to show that we are very manly men, so we took this picture, very manly. But you will see that you get access to a campus that is very, very beautiful. this road over here, right? Okay, will change colors every season. So here, this is summer leading into autumn, where the leaves are starting to change. And this is like in autumn, where all the leaves are all red and the floor is just covered with leaves, and it's very, very beautiful. I don't have any pictures of winter, but you can just imagine that it's like all the trees, but there's no leaves. Same thing. Now, when you're living overseas, where do you actually live? Do you live in a house? Do you live in an apartment? Do you live in a dormitory asrama or anything like that? Exactly wherever you can afford. Unfortunately, that time I no money. So no money that time, I live in dormitory lor. Right. So when I lived in the dormitory, I lived with 3 other people in an international dormitory. It is on campus, and so I could access my classrooms within like 5 minutes. So let's say my class is at 10 in the morning. I wake up 9 o'clock. I leave my dorm 9:40. I go to class 9:50. Gaudi. But yeah, so when I was in my dormitory, I had a desk where I would have like a ladder up here. My bed is on the top. My storage is at the bottom, and I had a closet over here. And this is just like a view from my bed. This is my roommate who is sleeping at like 2 p.m. But yes, so for me, I lived in a dormitory. If you want to go to Handong University, dormitory is always available for international students, so you don't need to worry about your housing. When you're in the dormitory, what do you eat? What do you eat? Food. You're technically correct. Yes, instant noodles. What else do you want? What else do you eat when you're living alone? When you're very cheap food. When you're very sad, ice cream. Okay, what else do you eat when you're sad? Potato chips. Yes. What about here? One more thing. When you're living alone, what do you eat? Microwave food. So, in the dormitory, you can actually cook. I spent a lot of time either cooking food by myself, making instant noodles with rice. I would get something from the convenience store, like the lunch boxes. I think now, last time in Malaysia, didn't really have, but now like Family Mart got one, CU Mart got one, even 7-Eleven got. Do you know why now they got? They copy from Korea one. Last time here only got, now Malaysia also got. But yeah lah, this is something that I would get from like the cafeteria, where it's like if I didn't want to cook, I could spend $3-4, go to the cafeteria, get something to eat here. Or we would, this is how I gain weight. Do you know what this is? Okay, that's French fries, but it's on top of fried chicken. So this is delivery food. Malaysia, right? You want delivery, right? Mac delivery lah, Grab food lah, Food Panda lah, or what you want to order. This one, I would pick up my phone. I will call the shop, the chicken shop. I call it directly. Can you please come to the dormitory, right? And deliver like 3 chickens. Yes, like 4 people. Yes, you give me your bank account, I bank in. Okay, thank you. Then 30 minutes later, got chicken. Come to my dormitory, right? But stuff like this is what you usually eat, and stuff like this is what caused me to gain like 5 kilos in 4 months. Very unhealthy. But yeah, now in the dormitory, we also have community activities that we would attend all the time. Can you find Professor there? Yes. Well, yes, there's 2 people. So this here is called public reading of scripture. So what we would do every Monday morning is we would go to the dormitories, like communal area at the top, and then we would read the Bible together just to start the day. And we would also have breakfast together. I think over there was like bananas and yogurt. Very, very tasty. I took this picture here because I was not paying attention and I was falling asleep. And I wanted to do something that would keep me awake. Now, when you go to university, what are you supposed to do? Study, right? Okay? So you spend a lot of time in things like lecture halls. Normally, I'm not going to lean on that. So normally you have classrooms, right, where it's like maybe individual desks or something like that. Here we have things called lecture halls. So you have a mixture of old lecture halls and new lecture halls. And it's no longer like individual tables or anything like that, where you have long tables that you share with other people. Usually you bring like your laptop lah, your phone lah, notepad lah. You can do whatever you want in these lecture halls. Pay attention, can. Don't pay attention, also can. But you don't pay attention, then you fail lah. So responsible. University is a little bit different from primary school, secondary school, middle school, high school. Primary school, secondary school, right? You don't do your homework, teacher will angry or not? Angry, right? Secondary school, you don't do your homework, will teacher angry or not? Angry, right? University, you don't do your homework, they don't care. Because you don't do your homework, right? You fail only, lor. That's it. Because primary school, secondary school, you ngam pass your exam, still can go up one grade. You can still go on, you can still go on, you can still go on. But in university, if you fail, you fail. And so you've got to kind of manage yourself right and be responsible for yourself. And so, because we have to study very, very hard, we have cram sessions at midnight. So this picture was taken inside the International Student Union, basically the student council office. This was right before my final exams. I took this picture at 4 in the morning. What we're doing is that we are just cramming everything last minute before the exams, and we are fueled by coffee, instant noodles, and like all these kind of like instant food. So this is the face of stress, this is the face of tiredness, and this is the face of desperation. So this here is my friend. His name is Satoshi. He's from Japan, and this is his Korean textbook. To him, he found Korean very, very hard, and so he's trying a last-ditch attempt to learn by osmosis. Maybe he believed if he put the book on his face, he can absorb the information straight from the book Because you can see here, right, he has the book on his face, but he's listening to Japanese music on his phone. Don't know lah. Now, in the campus, students do whatever they can to keep their energy high, their morale high, their community high. And so we had this statue in the middle of the campus. It's basically this kid who's like this, and it's basically a memorial to a missionary that died while he was on mission lah. And so he's become the center of our community. So what we used to do was that we would dress the student up for various things because it's very important to us. So when COVID came, right, we need to make sure the student also okay. So we put a mask on him. Christmas that time, we want to celebrate Christmas with him. We put the Christmas attire on him. Then new semester start, we have like a semester with a university hoodie or a university jacket. We also put the jacket on him. Now, after your exams, okay, after you cram at night, you don't sleep for one day or anything like that, you are very stressed, you're very tired, you don't know what to do. What we will do is that we will go out and we'll eat with each other, we'll enjoy our time with our friends. What we always like to do, this is actually inside the cafeteria, inside the canteen. We would order food, eat it together like this. We would go out. go bowling or anything like that, and make fun of your friends that fall asleep on the bus. And yeah, lah. So university is really about a mixture of keeping yourself responsible for your own study and also enjoying your time. So how does Handong help students enjoy themselves, especially international students? You are here to experience Korean culture, experience and enjoy your time in Korea. So Handong usually organizes trips and organizes cultural events for international students to enjoy. Can you spot me? No? Yes, that's me. And in the background, you can also see some very confused Koreans. They're probably wondering why are these foreigners doing this in the middle of the street, but we're doing that now. At least for me, I made the most of my time in Korea. I was actually appointed student representative from the police for our city. And there you can see me a lot fatter. I think that time I was maybe like almost 90 kilo. It's all the fried chicken that I ate. And in Handong, we do always, again, celebrate the globalness, celebrate the foreign student community. Everybody is a bit too small to see, but I'm the one holding up that Malaysian flag over there, behind that. And basically, you will get a chance to sort of showcase your culture and be proud of the fact that you are Malaysian in a foreign country. Now, when you go to Handong, you spend about 4 years there. Don't worry, I'm ending soon. Last few slides. So, when you're in Handong, you spend 4 years there for your degree. And you usually think that 4 years is a very, very long time, right? But honestly, when you're there, you enjoy yourself. 4 years is not a very, very long time. That's the application process is half about your documentation and half about the interview. So, okay I give you an example. You guys are going to take your 𝐼GCSE exams when you're like year 11, right? Or SPM. Which one? GCSE, right? Okay. For me, GCSE, I took 10 subjects. And I got 3A plus, 2A, 3B, 2C. So I'm a okay student lah. So, but the thing is that if I apply to Sunway lah, Taylor's lah, Monash lah, Nottingham in local universities, you think they're going to give me a scholarship or not? Probably not, right? So for me, my strength is in talking, my strength is in my personality, and my strength is in my koku, not my academics. So when I applied to Handong, I just barely managed to pass the initial application process because my grades were okay. But 50% of your entrance is actually from your documentation and 50% is from an interview. Why? Because Handong values people with integrity. Handong values people with a plan in life, who have an interest in giving back to their community, and people who have personalities. Yeah. So just to share something, one last thing before I go. In Handong, there's something called the honor code. And you may be thinking, what is the honor code? It's basically, like that lah. No. But the thing is that we believe in people who are honest, who have integrity, who believe in themselves, and who believe in other people. So when you go and take an exam in class, right, teacher give you the paper, you pass back. Give you the paper, pass back, right? And then, does the teacher stay in the class or the teacher zhao? Zhao? Who say zhao? Okay, teacher, you So, pass the paper to you all. Teacher stay in there, make sure you don't cheat, right? But in Handong, what happens is that when I got my exam paper, teacher said, okay, let me pray for you guys. Let me pray for you all. And then, okay lah, when you're done, you put the paper in front. I'll see you guys later lah. Then the teacher walked out of the class. Then I was there like, teacher gone lah. People, okay lah, I take out my phone, I cheat lah. But the thing is that everyone around me, the moment the teacher left, they just sat down, started writing on their papers. When they were finished, they got up, they put it in, and they left. There's no CCTV, there's nothing like that. Nobody cheated. I remember one more time when I was in Handong, I left my phone, I left my bag in the cafeteria, and I went somewhere else. I came back 2 hours later, my bag was still there, nobody had stolen it. So when you go over to a place that values integrity, you also have a community that is safe, and you have a community that values you as well. So yeah, I think that's that from me. Just wanted to let you guys know about the possibility of this place, bring awareness to you guys, let you know this place exists, and when the time comes, maybe you can consider it. Okay, thank you.
Treetop International School, beyond academic excellence.